What is up, guys? No risk, no premium here, and I'm back with another episode of the Sunday Sermon. Today, I am solo dolo on a pre-recorded Sunday sermon because we had some things we had to get done this morning, and we're a little bit time constricted. So I'm just here solo dolo, going to give you the meat and potatoes right to your good old noggin very quickly. Don't anticipate this being too long of a video, but lots of information in it nonetheless. Let's hop in to see what we can expect this week from economic data and Fed speakers, and it should be quite a doozy. So if you didn't like last week's volatility or you don't like volatility, then you're probably gonna need to sit out this week because every day seems to be completely loaded to the gills of data and speakers. You could see Monday has, Monday has one, two, three, four. Tuesday has one, two. Big Daddy Pal here. This is the most important one in my opinion. 7:30 talking about digital finance. Okay, two, three, four. That's four. One, two on Thursday, Friday, one. Excuse me, Thursday. I'm sorry, Thursday one and Friday. I think there's three of them down here. Yep. So, and then we have tons of good data coming out. We have the Case Shiller home price index. This will be interesting since anyone following the real estate market in here, you'll want to see the continuing jobless claims, the gross domestic product revision, and then also the PCE. So this is going to get a little nutty. Alrighty. As far as a week of like wanting to hold short dated options overnight, probably not the best week to do that. Okay. And then coming in for Powell, this is the one I'm going to be watching. Obviously, Sunday, or he speaks at 7:30 a.m. So prior to market open, right? Prior to market open, he speaks. So that'll be interesting to see if he says anything the market likes or doesn't like. Okay. So keep that on account, guys. You should always know when there's major economic data, news, speakers, etc. Because they can help drive the market up and down depending on what they're saying, what they're speaking about, or what information is being presented. It's not what they say, it's how the market reacts. Okay, it's how the market reacts. So obviously you want to be able to understand where you can react to things at certain levels. Okay, so let's talk about some of those levels. Well, what do we have Friday? Last three trading days, we are down from 380 pretty much. Sorry, 390. Down from 390 to 363. I think the low Friday. Now, what did we expect when we got down there? Well, we did expect a little bit of a bounce. I mean, this was a huge double bottom. Last time we are down this 362.63 area, we bounced 30 points. Right? Got all the way up here to 390. Okay? 390. So do I expect going back to 390? I don't expect it, but it can happen. I'm also noticing this little bit smaller of a, almost looks like a left shoulder, head, and maybe a right shoulder. Do we go back up and test this trend line that connects this recent low from the COVID low coming up here? It is very possible. My first point I think that we would fill is this gap here that we had Friday, gap down Friday. See it here? Okay, it kicks us up to about 374. Okay, and you have to remember this, guys, when we are stretched away from all these MAs, all these major MAs are way up here still, right? 5 MA is 380 or 378, excuse me. 20 MA green dotted is 392. 50 MA is still up here, 403, and then obviously that 200 way up here 422. Okay, 422. So that, if we get a snapback rally right now, at this huge double bottom wouldn't surprise me or warrant a possible pop, right? I would not be surprised at all. If you notice when we had this last time, we had a huge doji candle down here. This is a very similar candle. It's just a bearish, it's just a bearish candle. It's not quite like a pin bar or a hammer or anything like that. This isn't quite a hammer. It's not really quite a pin bar either, but it's definitely a justified significant bounce, off these lows. I mean, we bounced, about 4 points into the close off this low, right? So just something to take into account. I would definitely want to target some upside levels. Okay, so what are those upside levels? Okay, upside levels I'm looking at above 370. Right above 370, we start gap fill gives us what? 374. Above 374, 378, 5 MA, right? 378, 5 MA. I got 378, 380, 382. So lots of levels in there, lots of resistance in there. So bulls will have a tough time to get back up there. They've definitely got their work cut out of where they need to go and how to get there. There's tons of levels to try to get through. Over 382, though, we squeeze to 3,900 or 390. Okay. And that would almost play perfectly on this head and shoulders that could possibly be playing out if we get this little bit of a bear market rally bounce here. Okay. But if we gap up and come and get, like, let's say we gap up, right? No idea what's gonna happen. Let's say we gap up Monday, tomorrow. If we break 368 here, we're definitely gonna go down and test the lows again. Okay. 100% gonna happen. Okay, so just know that if we gap up and then break 368 to the downside, or this close here, 367, 70, whatever, we will definitely test these lows. Okay. So it'll just be interesting to see how tomorrow break plays out. I would think that possibly one, see how this was a very similar, almost double bottom, but basically got everybody to go off sides right here. I mean, you were like, oh, we're so stretched away, we're gonna bounce, right? And then we actually gapped down, right? Went up, went down, closed up, right? And it caught everybody off sides down here. Then from there, we proceeded to run another 30 points. Okay, so I would definitely think this is a support level you have to respect. You have to respect. I would think to prop us up, to charge it up, to go ahead and break that would be more ideal. So I'd be looking to add longer termed put swings at any of these levels. 374, 378, 380. Okay, 380, 378, 380 would definitely have my attention to see if there is a nice big rejection there that could cause the next leg down, or the attempt at the next leg down. You have to make sure at 382 you're careful, though, because 382 above there, an acceptance of that level can really squeeze us right back on up to 390. Okay. But I'll be looking at these levels 374, 378, 380, 382 for this week, for Monday. For Monday tomorrow, guys, it's okay to sit and wait out the first half of the market, the first 30 minutes, etc. Why not let the market show us where it wants to start out its week, where it wants to go, where it wants to establish a top or bottom, whether we gap up or gap down? It's okay to be patient. Okay. Monday is a day where you identify what the market is thinking, how it's digesting its weekend, how it's digesting the previous week, and what it wants to do. Okay. So just let the market show you what it wants to do. Don't need to be in a position 1 second into market open. Doesn't make any sense, especially on a Monday after a big red down week, right? But I want to also zoom out here because we have quarter end at the end of this week. We do have quarter end at the end of this week. Okay. So I would think as long as we close the quarter end, okay, under 376, we have to close under 376.77 here. You want this to be a red candle. Okay, as long as we close there, okay, as long as we close below that level, I think it opens up new lows into October. Most definitely. If not by the end of the week, just depends where we close, But do I definitely think that this could get tested again, this 370s, 378-ish level up here? 100%. Could definitely get tested here, especially with the gap fill at about 374. Okay. Most definitely. I would think, basically the last half of September is extremely bearish for seasonality. I would think we possibly get a full body down here. Full body down candle, leaving us to close right around that 362, only to lead us into the next quarter and next month, right down. Okay, that's how I see this possibly playing out. But if we close this quarter above 376, I think it sets us up to take a trip back higher, possibly up to 390, maybe even 4,000, right? So I'm not saying any of these things that can happen, but I'm painting a picture in a situation of what could come and what you should be prepared to do if that situation comes, right? Check out this monthly chart. Okay, ideally, the bears would want the month to end a full body down. You don't want a wick down. You want a full body down. Where is the best place for it to close? 362 would be a great place for it to close. Okay. 362 would be a great place for it to close. Do you see how I get this 376, 378 level? Look at the bodies of these two previous months. Okay. If we close there or above, wouldn't you think that we possibly take a trip back up? It would make sense. Okay. Could make sense. Now, back to this weekly chart. Yep. So we have the bounce, right? That we're thinking possibly 370, 374. Okay, I forgot the 370 level in there, but you guys know I'm targeting over 370 gives us 374 gap fill. Okay. And then possibility of maybe the top of the wick being 376, 378. Okay, and then we get a body down. That's what I would be watching. 357 here. Interesting level, 200-day moving average on the weekly chart. Okay, on the weekly chart. Okay, so that's in play for a bounce. I fully expect a bounce there. Okay, so if for some reason, let's say we gap down Monday, we just start fucking cratering. Market says no bounce, you're all fucked. We're going down. And we go down, I would be looking at 358 level right here. Underneath 362 as the first bounce. If that breaks through, I would be looking at 358. 200-day moving average on the weekly for a bounce there. I will probably get a position to go long there, okay, as a scalp or as a trade, not a reversal, not a, not long in my portfolio. I'm just saying the trade would be up here. The risk reward would be to the upside, 362 and 358. All right. But my bias of a lean is this, just with how the day played out on Friday, is we are going to bounce up to 370, 374, 378, possibly, where I would look to want to take some short positions, but we want the market to let us know that that's where it's going to have its resistance before we just hop in blindly. Okay. Before we hop in blindly. Okay. But underneath 362, though, I talk about these levels a little more. 358, 354, and then 350. Okay. Then 350. Right. Let me see the monthly chart here. If I was missing any of the MAs now. All right, cool. So I give that 350 level, right? Which is also a 50% retracement from COVID low to COVID highs. Also happens where the 50 on the monthly is. So you see how we're getting to an area that's not a bottom. Okay. It's not a bottom, but it is an area that we could bounce. Okay. So you want to know where we can bounce, and you don't want to short the hole. Okay. You don't want to short the hole. Look what happened to everybody that shorted the hole. They shorted 364 down to 362 and got reversed. Okay, they got reversed on. So, other than that, guys, that's really it. Really, very straightforward sermon this week. Okay, lots of economic data, lots of speakers coming out to speak. So, if you know it's going to be a volatile market and things are going to get crazy, you size down, you take profit when you have it, and you buy time. Okay, buy time. Hit a target profit, get in, get out. Don't care if the play runs after. You should not even be watching what happens after once you've made your money. Okay. I expect the VIX to get pretty crazy this week as well. I believe we're over like 32-ish area. We are due for a bounce. That's my bias. Okay. But I won't let my bias get in the way. I'll trade myself level to level. All right, guys. Hey, comment below. I want to see, where do we end the week? I'm going to come back and visit these comments. Where do we think we all end the week? Where do we close on SPY? I want to see it in the comments. Okay, I want to see it in the comments. And I'll post tomorrow's 2-minute drill. I'll tell you guys what I think, where I think we close. I want to see what you guys have to say. All right. Hey, love you guys. Appreciate y'all. Thanks for always tuning in and supporting, subscribing. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. If you guys ever want to come trade with us live in our Discord, the link will be below. Would love to have you come be a part of the Wolf Pack. Other than that, guys, have a great rest of your Sunday. Peace.